Okay, so this is my first video and I'm going to talk about how to write headlines today. Now, headlines are one of the most important things when you are writing a copy. Whether you're writing for blogs, whether you're writing for articles, whether you're writing for sales letters are, headlines for sales letters are very important. So, whatever sort of copy you're writing, even if you write for newspapers, even if you write for magazines, writing headlines is one of the most important skill that you have to master. So in this is my first video, first of all, and in this video I'm going to talk about how to write the best headline, or you can say there's no best headline, so you can say that most optimum headline for your copy. So let's see. But before we start, let me just say that David Ogilvy once said, you know David Ogilvy, I guess. He's one of the best copywriters in the world, and he is the founder of the advertising agency Ogilvy and Mather. So he said that 80% of the people, of the readers, actually read headlines, and if they're enticed by the headline, then they read further. So you really need to focus on writing headlines. In this article, I'm going to talk about how to write the most optimum headline. There are actually 4 points. If you follow those 4 points, you can actually write a good headline. And I'm going to run down those on those 4 points in a very brief manner. This is not going to be a very long video. I will just try to give you a hint. I think that will help you. So let's get on with it. Okay, the first thing that you should focus on is that your headline should be unique. Whenever you're writing a headline, the first thing to keep in mind, to think about, is what your unique value proposition is. Unique value proposition is what makes you different from others. What is, you'll see that in this word unique value proposition, there are 3 words: unique, value, and proposition. So you need to provide some value, and that value needs to be unique, and that's what you're proposing. You need to propose something to the reader. So you just cannot think that you will write something and people will read that. No, you have to propose something. So putting them all together, we have unique value proposition. So first of all, whenever somebody comes to a copy and he's actually thinking in his mind, should I read this copy? Do I need to read this copy? So your headline should be unique enough. Your headline should separate you from others. Your headline should make the reader that you are different. Whether you are funny, whether you put in some personality, whether you talk about new novel research, statistics, you should do something that makes your copy unique, or at least give the perception to the reader. Right? Okay, the next point is your headline needs to be useful. And let's be straight here, like, why would anyone read something that doesn't provide value? Think about it. Whether it's a blog, whether it's a copy, sales letter, email, or an article, or anything, editorial, why would someone actually read something unless you give them some value, something they're looking for? They have a problem, they have a need. You need to solve that. You need to fulfill that need. Always keep in mind, benefit does not mean useful information only. It also means entertainment materials. Think about it. A picture on Instagram. Think about it. A funny video on YouTube. Everything provides value. That's when people actually flock to those websites. So your headline needs to be useful, needs to provide value. This is the second point. Always keep in mind. Third point is your headline needs to be specific. You have to remember one thing, like The audience you're writing to, whether you're writing for teenagers or for senior corporate professionals, you have to figure out your target demographic. Demographic means their likes, their dislikes, their hobbies, their language, etc. You have to figure out them as a person, as an individual. The whole makeup of that person is the demographic. Your headline, in fact, I would say your whole copy must relate with their needs and desires of this demographic that you are targeting. You need to target their core complex, their core emotions, what moves them, what motivates them, what inspires them, what actually teases them, what actually pushes them off, what pulls them in. You have to think about everything. Now, when you're writing an article, when you're writing a headline, you will always have to be specific about who you're going to target. When you suppose you are selling a product, like let's say a fitness product, so you're not going to target a well-maintained muscular teenager. Who you're going to target is a fat obese person. No offense to them, by the way. So in that case, you need to maneuver your headline for this kind of people. You need to understand their language, you need to understand the family background or their age, everything from where they come from. You need to understand these things, understand these points, and that understand these factors, and then you're going to write the perfect headline for this, right? The fourth point is the last point, that is, your headline needs to be urgent. Think about it. Suppose, I mean, you have to understand one thing, that we are always very busy. Anyone, any reader, any person is very busy in their own lives. They're doing something. They're either texting their boyfriend on WhatsApp, or they're actually checking text materials for their coming exam, or they're going to office, or they're actually feeding their baby, or they're feeding their cat, of course. So in all these cases, you have to understand that people are very busy in their lives. So suppose, okay, fine, one thing, when somebody has a problem, they will always be pulled to an article that seems to solve their problem. But then again, in the headline needs to be very urgent. I mean, think about it. Why would someone read your sales letter or an article, or your article, or your blog right now? Why not? Why would he not do it later? Why? What's the thing? What's the reason that he should do it now? So your headline should focus on that feeling, the do it now feeling. Each and every headline, each and every successful headline focuses on that. So that's the fourth point. I think that's a very important point. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I have recently written a copy on Facebook, on a Facebook product, that is, and the main thing that I focused on is urgency, because that was very important. So I think that's a very, very important point, I guess. Okay, so these are the 4 points that I talked about. When you write a headline, you need to keep in mind 4 points. That is, your headline needs to be unique, useful, urgent, and ultra specific. If you keep these four points in mind, I think your headline will turn out to be great. And just let me do a quick summary of that. Useful means it should make the reader think that it's very useful for them. I mean, without any benefit, without any clear specific benefit, nobody is going to read the copy. Second, urgent. The reader must, after reading the headline, he must feel that he needs to read the copy now. He cannot delay that process. This is very important. Ultra specific. So if you're targeting a different set of audience, like if you're targeting teenagers between 15 to 20, or if you're targeting industry professionals who are high-level executives, you have to write the headline according to those people. You have to use the language, you have to use the type of tone they're used to. So that's the thing that you have to keep in mind. And apart from that, I said useful, urgent, ultra specific, and the last one is unique. See, there is too much content over the web nowadays. So if you really want your reader to read your article or read your copy, that is, you need to be very unique. You need to be different from what others are doing. When the reader actually comes across your copy, he must know that you're different. So then only he will actually continue to read on further. Otherwise, he will not. So that's the thing that you have to get. These 4 points you have to keep in mind. I think your copy will turn out great, or your headline will turn out great. Sorry, that's it. Thank you.